This is the episode we've all been waiting for, like, since the ending of Volume 2. We have been waiting for Yang and Raven to have a nice confrontation with each other. And of course, we all knew it was going to happen in this volume, but my goodness, it is about time it happened. Because I was like, yes, finally, mother and daughter, and see how things were going to go. And they went away I did not expect them to go whatsoever. And that is with how Yang did look for her mom, so we were like, oh, maybe she's still upset to find her mom. Yes, but it was not for the way we all thought it was. She actually went for her mom for a very unexpected reason, something I didn't even think of. I bet no one really thought about really. Everyone thought that she would be there to say, ask the questions, like the typical thing would happen, like, why did you abandon us? Why did all this happen? All angry and tears, and but no, that didn't happen. In fact, it was straight to the point. Yang really showed some very interesting, some development just bombshelled on us, man. I'm like, there you go, Yang, man. My goodness, man. You really grew as a character. She is moving past objects in her life that's just been slowing her down. So it's good to see her moving on finally from these obstacles in her life. So she can see what's truly important, what's in front of her the whole entire time. And that is her family and her friends. Because, let's face it, Raven is trash of a mom. She sucks, and that's all I gotta say about that, man. She doesn't even really care about them in a way. Like, that's just how it is, man. It's just terrible. So anyways, we learned something very interesting that has to do with the reason why Yang is there. It has to do with Raven's ability. Raven, as we all know, Raven can slice open portals with her sword. It'll go anyway. But however, we thought that it can be anywhere, but it's not. There's a limitation on what she can do with it. Turns out she has to make bonds with certain people, and that way she can find anywhere there are in the world. So no matter where you're at, as long as she has that bond with you, she can go into you just like that, swipe with a sword. So I'm like, oh, that's freaking interesting. In a way, it reminded me of Goku's instant transmission. How Goku can teleport. People thought he could teleport anywhere, but no. He has to lock onto someone's power level or energy for him to find him. And plus, it takes extreme concentration, so he can't just always do it as people say he can. He can't. So that's to do the same thing. But I also wonder how many people she can use the portal for. I wonder if there's a limitation of numbers or anything like that, but who knows. This is just digging to the surface of her power. So, the people that she has bonded with, of course, is Yang's dad, Yang herself, and of course Crow. So she would use the portal to go find Crow wherever Crow is, Ruby is. And that's like, wow, that's some good thinking on your side right there, Yang. Like, bravo, freaking bravo. So, as I was thinking this, I was thinking more about Raven. There wasn't one on RWBY. In fact, when Yang even brought up RWBY, Raven seemed very irritated. Like, she really doesn't care about RWBY, and probably even her mother as well. That's just messed up, man. I mean, like, she doesn't care. Like, I understand that she isn't your daughter, but still, she's like the daughter of the man you once loved. And it's just messed up how she did like that. Like, oh, you and family, they only come when they need something. Which is true. Family usually do only come when they need something. But then again, it is always good to have the company around of family. Maybe you can do some family bonds in order to come together so you can come around regularly. But most people only see it as family only comes around for something that's needed, which, like I said, is true. So, seeing this, we can just see how much of a deadbeat. Like, the more I find out about Raven, the more I just don't like her. I know it's cool, she's a good character because that's just how people are in the real world. And sadly, it's too much of how the people are in the real world. But still, it is very realistic. So therefore, I do respect her character design. It is really nice. But the more I think about it, the more it's like, hey, this woman left you as a child to join a group of thieves. For no particular good reason. She left just to join a bunch of nobody bandits who do nothing but steal and probably pick out some shady work from the side. So in my opinion, I say that is just freaking terrible. And of course, many people would argue with me and say she has her reasons, and probably does, but it's still no excuse for her. So anyways, as she was about to fight her, but ended up going to find her henchman, she realized Weiss is there. Weiss is so happy to see her and stuff. And the thing about Weiss was she was trying to do it secretly. She was trying to leave secretly by having her little summoned creature to just slowly saw away at the bars. But then she got found out, like, well, someone for secrecy, and it just busts out there. So the whole entire time, Weiss could have easily busted out, but she wanted to do it with less commotion, more stealth-like, which is understandable because who's to say she can even nowhere near take on Raven as she does try to escape. And plus the Spring Maiden is there as well. So it's good to see two of the characters bonding together. It's about time. Two of the members of RWBY are finally together, and they're way stronger than they were before. Because it's good to see that Weiss herself can now fight without her sword, as displayed in this episode. Even if she don't have her sword, she can still summon creatures. So I wonder if she can also summon other creatures as well. Because of course Winter can summon all kinds of Grimm, but so far we've only seen Weiss only shown one creature. So I'd like to see if Weiss kill even more powerful Grimm. And speaking of that, I just want to pull something that's out of the episode, is the ability of the Schnee family. It reminds me a lot of a character from Agami Ga Kill named Kurome, where any person she kills, she can control them back to life by necromancing them. So in a way, the Schnee family's true power is necromancing, but it only goes with Grimm. So yeah, necromancing Grimm, that's a pretty cool power, now I thought about it. So like, yeah, Weiss has gone further up on my favorite character of RWBY because of that, because everybody knows it's always nice to have a necromancer on your team. It makes you pretty much unbeatable if they know what they're doing. They're master level, of course, and of course, Weiss is not master level just yet. So after that, let's get on with the other side. This was just adorable. Seeing Oscar and RWBY fight was probably the most adorable thing since they first met. It was just them. You're seeing two people who never really had any true fighting combat hand-to-hand experience duke it out. It's just adorable watching them, and especially when Oscar punches RWBY in the face, and then RWBY punches Oscar back in the face, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And it's adorable, okay? I'm overexcited because, to tell you the truth, I've never really been into ships before in RWBY, because I always found them as a nuisance and annoyance. Most of the time, they don't feel like they make sense, or they're just full out LGBT in your face ships just for that alone. So it kind of annoyed me for a while, except for John and Pyrrha's Arcos. But seeing this one, and I know they just met, of course, but as you can tell, that goes for any character in any story. Like, most of the times, the main characters will just meet, and they'll have a very nice, well-bonding experience throughout the show. So people forget about that aspect as well. So seeing these two together, I just can't help but, I want to say it, ship them. That's right, I ship RWBY and Oscar, and I love Rose Garden. And a lot of people do. In fact, however, there are a lot of people who don't. And for me, it's for the dumb reasons. Most of the times, it's because it's a straight ship. Majority of the ships in RWBY are lesbian, homosexual ships, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, I don't mind that neither. But to me, it has to make sense, okay? There has to be some true, stable chemistry behind it for it to truly work out. I just don't randomly ship things together just for my own satisfaction. It has to be proof of it. And seeing these two just took it out, and how they're so close to each other. And by the way, RWBY is 16 and Oscar's 14, so nothing wrong with it, okay? So, we understand that Oscar, of course, has the abilities, but he can't use them all because his body needs to get used to it. Proven in this episode how Oscar took over and pretty much beat up RWBY, but however, Oscar seemed worn out. Not because Oscar took over, but because he was doing moves that he was not used to doing yet. And that's just how it works. He needs to have his body more physically trained and probably mentally trained as well in order to use all of Oscar's abilities. And it probably will take time, but however, time is of the essence because of Adam and Salem's plans to attack Haven. So now we learn more about semblance. How some people say semblance is something that it represents who you are, or the opposite of way. And some people, semblance are activated through different things. It can activate through training, through stress, or probably even activate just by some current near-death experience. As in Nora's side, she got struck by lightning and lived. Crazy Thursday. But yeah, that was hilarious, seeing Nora saying Crazy Thursday. So yes, this episode, it seems like each episode RWBY gets better and better as time goes on. Not just animation and story, but also characters as well. I am really enjoying this volume better, way more than I did volume 4 actually. So I'm actually excited to see what happens next. And one more thing with Raven. I believe Raven probably left everybody because of something that happened with Ozpin. As you can see, she really doesn't trust Ozpin as Crow does. So in a way, I believe that, as Ozpin said himself before, that he has made tons of mistakes. I believe one of these mistakes is the reason why Raven left in the first place. What, nothing to do with their big plans to save the world, and just might as well hide in the shadows and do shady work. That's probably the reason, but to leave your family, that's messed up. And another thing people have been talking about is how Raven and Crow seem to have this Dante and Virgil from Devil May Cry like thing going on. You know how Dante has a giant sword, he can use a gun, and of course a scythe too, just in the game, just like Crow does. And then how pretty much Raven is more selfish and into for herself, and how she can create portals just like Virgil did in Devil May Cry. So a lot of people are saying that these two really do resemble those characters from that video game. Then yet again, Monty loved Devil May Cry. If you guys do not remember that. So, and he did probably base most of the characters not just off of fairy tales, but also off of other games and anime and shows. Who knows? So that made me wonder what other characters out there that might resemble people from different video games and shows. Who knows? I might pick them out and you guys might pick them out. If you do, let me know. I'd like to know more about them. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be much obliged. This is Madcrownxox, signing out.